A common theme with strange encounters is that they happen when we least expect it, and it often leaves the eyewitness asking questions. This is exactly what happened to one gentleman in North Carolina. This photograph was posted by Mr. Walker. At the time, he was traveling through Wake Forest in North Carolina when he noticed something strange. As he looked to the sky, he saw what he thought was a cube. And what's strange about this sighting is that people from all across the United States have been reporting these formations. This has been happening now for several months, and because there's been so many reports, entire groups have been created with the sole purpose of posting about these sightings. Mr. Walker told me this was the first time he'd seen something like this, going on to say the following: "I still can't believe what I captured. Never in 40 years have I ever seen anything even close to resembling a cube cloud." When he posted the images to an online group that investigates strange sightings and encounters, many came forward with stories that detailed the exact same thing, and said that at the time they couldn't understand what it was that they were seeing. Another user shared their story on social media after someone else posted a similar looking image. They said the following: "At first, when I glanced at this formation, I thought to myself that it was just a strange looking cloud. I was working from my office, which is close to Rocky Mount, so during this whole experience I had a good view of everything that was around me, especially this strange cloud. I didn't think much of it until I realized that the cloud wasn't moving. Although we don't tend to notice cloud movements, if you focus on them you can see that they move slowly, and the lower they are the faster they tend to move. Oddly enough, this cloud was really close to the ground, but yet it wasn't moving. Over the period of an hour I would guess that this cloud moved perhaps a few meters. I could tell this because it was in line with the top of my computer, so I know that it hardly moved during the time that I was watching it. Seeing these photographs reminded me of the experience that happened around 6 months ago. I have no idea why it was in the shape of a cube, and how it was able to hold its position for so long. Something about it looked off. It had sharp edges and corners, and as I mentioned, it didn't move." End quote. Online users then started to speculate whether these clouds had been created, as most had never seen them in this shape before. Others then started to reveal that they'd seen clouds that looked similar to this in other areas of the United States. Another user called Mrs. Roman commented that she'd seen one of these formations above Virginia back in September of 2022. She said the following: "Back in September I saw one of these big clouds while on a hike. Mine looked slightly different from all of these though. The only way I can describe it is that the cloud had layers to it, and that it looked as though it was made out of massive bricks. I've never seen a cloud that had this much detail before. I could actually see the individual pieces that made up this cloud, and as my eyes focused it appeared to be made out of layers. It was one of those moments where I think had I not looked over I wouldn't have realized that it was there. But once it caught my attention I could really tell that something about it looked off. I've never seen large brick-like layers on a cloud before. This was the first time that I'd seen such a thing. Annoyingly, at the time I didn't have my phone on me, as I was just going out for a routine walk with my dog, but I'm glad that others were able to capture what they saw on camera, as although mine was slightly different, the overall look was very similar to everyone else's. The formation that I saw was very close to the ground, and looked as though I could throw something and hit it. I've continued doing my routine hike but have yet to see another cloud formation that matches it." End quote. Although these clouds can look strange, not everyone is of the belief that these are mysterious. Some have suggested that these are just natural formations that have taken on the shape of a cube, similar to lenticular clouds that can take on the appearance of a disk. However, that doesn't explain how they're able to stay in the same position for hours on end. or in some cases how strange lights have been observed around the outside of these clouds. Individuals who have seen them have said it's unlike anything they've seen before, and that they've sometimes been observed moving around in the sky in a strange manner that doesn't match other clouds. Although these recent sightings are new and are creating an interesting discussion, this isn't the first time that they've been reported, and as of right now they have been sighted by hundreds of people across the globe. These strange clouds along with the bright objects have confused many people, which is why many have labelled them as being unexplained. So what do you make of these interesting photographs, and have you ever seen these strange cloud formations? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below. It'd help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.